Hi, good morning. This is a reflection on lesson 205 in A Course in Miracles. That's actually a review of lesson 185. That says, it's simple, it says, I want the peace of God. And first of all, I'm camping, so I'm outside. That is not ours, that's our neighbors. It's really cool though. It's like a young couple with 2 kids, and it's so cute that they have a van life. And then, but ours is right there. It's the first time. Where am I pointing? It's the first time we're taking Matt's new truck tent out. And hi, I'm doing my reflection. So Matt's back from the bathroom, and we're camping in southern Illinois. There, I'm back. I paused it. So I want the peace of God to me is really simple, and it's a lot of what I've been feeling lately, which again is it the synchronicity of the way these lessons have progressed that have brought me to this point, or is it just like a coincidence? And what even is the difference between coincidence and synchronicity? That's a whole separate video. So I think about this idea that I'm feeling lately of there's nowhere to turn that's going to bring me that peace that I'm seeking. Ultimately, I've done a lot of seeking in my life, like, oh, let's try this, let's try that, and let's go there, and maybe if I live here in this place, and like have this career, or like this job, or hang out with these people, or read these books, or like, blah, it's endless, right? The seeking of what's going to bring me a sense of peace, which I didn't define in those terms before. There was just a aimless seeking. Aimless as in, what am I aiming for? I'm just seeking something that will feel like Joseph Campbell said, something like, I think what we're all looking for or seeking is the rapture of being alive. And I loved how he put that. That's a paraphrase, by the way. But this rapture of feeling alive is like, that's the seeking. It's like the dopamine hit of life, like, what is it? So, but to me, what it really comes down to, after all these years of seeking and being like, oh, I wasn't quite it, I feel good for a while, but that's not quite it. This like feeling that there's always something more. And now it's like, wait a minute, there's nowhere to turn that's going to be a path I want to go down, because I know it's just going to lead me right back to this moment of, okay, well, that's not quite it. And there's a deep knowing. There's not a giving up feeling. There's not an apathetic feeling. It's a deep knowing feeling at this point that's like, oh yeah, all of it can be had right here, right now. I can find that sense of peace, so that rapture of being alive to me is actually when I stop seeking, and whoa, that peace to me is the equivalent of what he was calling the rapture of being alive. And like that, the beauty of just life can take your breath away. That's it. And I can find that to me is also the peace. It's like the peace comes in, and the next thing on the other side of that peace is the whoa. So I think that's really what I want, and that's what this lesson is saying. I want the peace of God, and to me that's what it is, and that it's not out there, it's no path I can turn down. Like if you think of like a 360 degree and you're like, nope. Might as well stay right here. And then you're like, whoa, yeah, it's right here. So that's where I am these days. That's why I guess I've been doing a lot of camping this year, because I find that when I'm out here in nature, that things just are as they are. I come into this deep appreciation for what is, and just the nature of nature, how everything is perfect just as it is. Like even yesterday when I saw this big bug, it's like one of those locust cicada beetle things, and it was that, that big bzzz noise that's like, huh. Well, it kept happening, and I was like, where is this thing? I can't find it. Well, it was on the ground and had a broken wing, and that's why it kept, like, every time it would try to fly, it'd flip itself over, and then it'd have to try to get back up, walk a little further, try to fly, and it just couldn't fly, and it never did. And it finally walked off somewhere where I couldn't see it anymore, and it had this really broken wing. And there was part of me that, like, I wanted to ease its suffering. I wanted to fix its wing. Obviously I can. I don't know how. Not that, even if I did know how, could I? No. And so I had to sit in the discomfort of, like, witnessing suffering. And who knows, maybe it wasn't suffering. And that was another thought I had, like, maybe it knew that, oh, something's wrong here. I'm just going to have to walk from now on. And I don't even know if I thought, does it experience pain in the broken wing? I don't know. So I was projecting a lot of suffering onto this thing because it was uncomfortable for me to witness. And then that was a whole thing. Like, that's what we do, I think, as humans. Like, it's hard to witness suffering. We feel it. We're empathetic. And then I went down this whole, because I'm reading this book, these are all the side thoughts related to this sense of peace. I was thinking about the difference between sympathy and empathy. And I think what's happening these days is there's a big confusion of the two. Like, a lot of people who haven't healed from their own trauma, because that's a whole area of focus I'm in now for my work, a lot of people are confusing the two. So they'll say, like, oh, I feel things so deeply, I'm an empath. And it kind of rocks their world a little much. They're like, oh, I can't be around people, I'm an empath. It's too much for me. And it's like, well, you might be a sympath, because an empath is able to feel and stay regulated in their own sense of self and feeling, emotional states, nervous system states. They're able to tap into how others are feeling and stay regulated. Some might call it boundaries. So if you're labeling yourself an empath because you feel others and it shakes your world to the point where you have to isolate, that's called a sympath. You're being too sympathetic and staying dysregulated. So I thought about that too, how empaths, the ones with quotation marks, which are really sympaths, are seeking the peace of God as well, or just seeking peace. We can just call it peace, and not able to find it yet because there's healing that needs to be done. And I think about that with sitting in the discomfort of witnessing suffering. Like, that part of me was, if you want to call it, a little dysregulated, like the feeling like I've got to fix something But even with my clients, I already know I don't go in with this idea like, oh, we're going to fix something. No, that's like trauma healing 101. We don't fix each other. Fix is just a concept. Yet with this beetle, I had that draw, that desire. And I'm like, what's the difference between it was with people? I have this inherent trust in their innate ability, their body, their nervous system, their personhood, their ability to know what needs to be done to heal themselves with the right space, time, attention, support. Yet with a beetle, I was like, I want to fix you. But I'm like, wait a minute. This thing, why don't I trust it too in all of nature? And then I was like, then I felt that desire to fix fade away into this just deep appreciation for what is. And that to me brought in this deep sense of peace, like everything is perfect just as it is. And that is peace to me. So that's it.